Hey guys, Odin from Geebung here. Today we're going to answer the top 3 most asked questions we get about HPA. What is HPA, how does it work, and why is it the best platform to run? Number 1, what is HPA? HPA is when we remove all of the mechanical components out of the gearbox, such as the gears and the motor, and we replace that with something such as a Polar jack or F2 engine that runs on pneumatic pre-charged air, or high pressure air is what HPA actually stands for. That comes in paintball style bottles, pre-charged, that you use a remote line to hook up to your blaster, and it fires the gels that way. Question number 2, how does it work? Simply put, if we use one of our custom shop built blasters that I have here as an example, you can see through the ejection port on the M4, we have a Polar jack installed in there. So that has physically replaced the cylinder and all of the mechanical components from inside the gearbox. I have a gearbox here on the table to show everybody. So this is a standard V2 style gearbox. Now this is a nylon one, which can absolutely be HPA. We can do nylon, polycarbonate, CNC alloy, whatever the blaster that we're HPAing comes with, we can use that. You don't have to spend more money on a gearbox job. Inside the gearbox, as you can see, all the gears are gone, the piston is gone, the cylinder is gone, the trigger block's gone. In this case, I haven't installed a trigger so you can see the trigger board better, but an explanation of what you're seeing here is this is what we refer to as a HPA engine. So within this engine, there's an electronic solenoid. We have high pressure air entering through this hose here. And when that solenoid there actuates, this nozzle moves forward and back and a jet of air comes out. It's controlled by your trigger board here, which talks to the brains of the operation. So this here is the fire control unit, or FCU for short. This has most of the adjustment you'll ever need to play with in your HPA. The only other adjustment you might want to play with is the air, but everything else is done through this little computer chip here, little joystick, up and down, left and right. We'll get to that in a different video when we talk about tuning your HPA. The entire system is run on that tiny little battery, little 7.4 volt battery, just plugs in on the FCU there, and that will also power the magazine for the blaster. So you now, instead of having a big bulky battery, a tiny little one with your FCU. Typically we have that hiding in something like a shorty M16 stock. It will fit in a buffer tube quite nicely if that's what the blaster has. They're very easy to hide. In some instances I've also hidden them in the handle, and we've had the air coming out either underneath here, out the back, wherever you want. The options are almost endless. From here you have your paintball bottle. This one is a carbon fibre Gladiator Air one. Carbon fibre bottles are rated to hold 4,500 pounds of air, whereas aluminium is only rated to hold about 3,000 pounds of air. So although this is a physically larger bottle, this bottle actually holds about 50% more air, because this is being a carbon fibre one, we can pump this up to 4,500 as opposed to 3,000. Now on all bottles you have a high pressure regulator. This regulator here takes whatever the pressure may be in the bottle, and at this end comes out at 800 pounds. Now that's by design. That's fairly universal. In very rare occasions you can get adjustable regs and things like that. You don't need to worry about that in this case, all right? You just need to make sure you've got a good quality high pressure reg on your certified bottle. From there we take our low pressure regulator. Now in this instance we have a Polar MRS mini regulator, very small and compact unit. It simply screws onto the top of the bottle, just like that. There we go. Now that's all done and connected. From there, we take our rated quality line. We use Polar lines almost exclusively. We have used Amped, and they're a good quality line as well. You go from the quick connect on the regulator, you get your quick connect that's now on the end of your line. And in this case, we have a hard point mounted quick connect on the pistol grip of the blaster. So straight onto the bottom there. And that's that. So that is how it functions in a nutshell. We're going to cut, we're going to go to the range, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this in the range and probably waste a lot of gels. Come and have a look. Here we are in the Geebung firing range. I've moved all of the kit from the counter that we were just showing you over here. We've got the same blaster, same everything else. I'm going to show you how it goes together, and you can see what a HPA sounds like on the shop. Now, the battery in this one has already been installed with the FCU and the buttstock. I did that when we were on the counter before. Next thing we want to do is grab paintball tank. Make sure it's always filled with air before you go and play, or you're going to end up not having any gel balls going through here. You grab your low pressure reg and you screw that onto your high pressure reg, which is coming part of the model. Tighten them up nicely until you see the pressure gauge start to rise, and then give it another quarter turn. That's now fully connected and ready to go. We take a quick disconnect, connect to the bottle. In this case, we have the hard point on the pistol grip. We connect it to that, and we're good to go. Gels, ideally you want to try and use a good quality hardened gel. My preference is either the red packet tack edge extra hard gels or Ausgel Ultra Elite. There are other good hardened gels out there. I do recommend trying a few. Different blasters will perform differently with different gels. Mag in, this is a full mag. We'll do a couple of shots on semi, and then we'll see just how quickly we're connecting a mag on auto with one of these things. Works quite well. Now, 4 or 5 shots out of the mag, gone. Let's try full auto. Damn, I like it. So now that we've had that experience, let's go and address question number 3 and finish this video off. And finally, question number 3, why go HPA at all? In a nutshell, reliability and adjustability. When we remove the motor, gears and piston out of the gearbox, we're removing the components that we see fail the most frequently. They are a high stress component and they do fail. When you go to a HPA engine such as a Polestar or a Wolverine, they are just a series of O-rings with some small sliding components and an electronic solenoid. There's no high stress components left to fail. The maintenance on HPA is drastically reduced over anything AEG will ever do. Adjustability, we can change the fire rate from 1 shot per second all the way up to a reliable 35, 40, depending on your magazine, per second. FPS, we can achieve any FPS over the spectrum. From 250 to go into the fields that require a low FPS where you might have new or young players, all the way up to and exceeding 340, 350 where we see most of our accuracy gain in HPA. With all of that combined in one little package where all you need to do is charge one tiny little battery and get air in your bottle and off you go, it's hard to not see the benefits of HPA. Come into Tack Edge, have a chat to one of the techs. We build these things every day. We build them for every kind of playing style. Tell us how you play, tell us what you want, tell us how you want it to look. We can make anything from Cerakoted M4s that we do custom as a one-off, all the way through to HPAing something like one of the SLRs behind me. Come in, have a chat to us, give us a call, jump online, however you want to get in contact with us. Come see us at Tack Edge, talk to us about what you want to run with, how you want to play it, and let us build that for you. Have a good day.